Alright, against the odds of 5-color shrines in Modern, we'll play first. And this one's risky, but we'll try it. Well, Stomping Grounds untapped, and Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. See what our opponent's up to. Celestial Colonnade. Now, Windswept Heath, get in with Arbor Elf. And pass the turn. Island. Opponent passes. Hey, well, let's pass. If we attack there, they could just Snapcaster and blow us out. Well, our opponent is also not drawing lands. Stomping Grounds, untapped. Do we want to try to play something? I don't really want to turn on our opponent's remand, and I don't really want to choose between getting white and blue mana. If our opponent's got to start discarding, that's awesome. Or think twicing. So that means we should be able to resolve a Honden. Windswept Heath, crack it. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Untap, and we'll lead on Honden of Night's Reach. Start attacking our opponent's hand. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. I think they were thinking about pathing Arbor Elf, but that doesn't really help them much. Discards a Cryptic. We have to pass. We can't actually do anything. Opponent gets a land. Untapped. And passes. We hit them with discard. They have Vendilion Click. Unfortunately, we haven't drawn the mana to play anything. Ooh, wow. Oh, I don't think they realize that the Hondens are legendary, because they just took a Honden of Night's Reach, drew us into a land, which gives us the ability to play Honden of Seeing Winds. Pass the turn. We are still in some danger of just dying to Vendilion Click, though. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. Gets in 4-3. Puts us down to 8. Well, they discard 2. We draw 2. Mana Leak and Remand down. And Restoration Angel. Oh, man. Whew, this is going to be super close. Gets the blink. Targets us. We actually did not draw a land either. But right now their clock is 6. And we're going to be gaining 6. And they're going to be empty-handed. They're not going to be able to sit on counter spells. We are weak to, like, they took a Honden of Cleansing Fire. So let's see. Woodland Cemetery. Utopia Sprawl, the Stomping Ground on white. Untap it. And Honden of Cleansing Fire. Then Fertile Ground. And Arbor Elf. And see if our opponent is holding a Cryptic. If they can't bounce our Honden, we're kind of in business here. If we get by one more turn, then we should have it. They get in for 6, put us down to 2. Oh, 2 cards left. Snapcaster, not relevant. Snapcaster targets Mana Leak. I guess they just wanted to get it out of their hand because they're going to have to discard. So we draw, they discard, we gain, back up to 8. Well, I guess we just go full Honden Monty and hope that that is good enough. We are going to have one of each on the battlefield here. So tap, 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 red Honden, and green Honden. We have them all in a row, all lined up. We have blockers for Snapcaster. Pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? So we're going to start gaining 10, getting 5 tokens, dealing 5 damage, drawing 5 cards, and keeping our opponent empty-handed. And we even have mirror galleries, so we can play future Hondens for even more value. Oh, my lord. Uh-oh. Oh, they drew exactly Cryptic? Oh my god. Wow. Well, they had one turn to top deck a Cryptic, and they drew it in the one turn. Oh, that was fortunate of our opponent. We're going to bring in Blood Moons, go down a Mirror Gallery, and a Creature Honden. Try it like that. Oh, man, we had them locked, too. Alright, we get to play first, and alright, we'll try it. So, Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Pass the turn. Wooded Foothills, crack it. Get a forest, and Fertile Ground. Pass the turn. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Well, Let's go Red Honden and Windswept Heath. Pass turn. Didn't really want to get Blood Moon countered, but maybe they don't have a counter somehow. Crag's Flooded Strand. Gets Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Godless Shrine. Untapped. And passes. Well, let's crack Windswept Heath. Get a Breeding Pool. Tapped. Hit our opponent for 1. Well, here's the click, but the click has to hit Blood Moon or they are out of the game. Yep, they take the Blood Moon, but we Rootbound Crag and play the Green Honden. Pass the turn. Flooded Strand. Gets in 4-3 with the click. Down to 15. Passes. We shoot down the click. Do they have Resto? They do not. Well, let's Arbor Elf. And Arbor Elf. And Stomping Ground. Pass the turn. Cracks Flooded Strand. Down to 15. Island. Think twice. Black Honden would be nice. Discard is very good against them. So, 2 to our opponent. Get some more tokens. Opponent's down to 13. We draw a land. We swing with the crew. Alright, they go with Cryptic as a fog. But we just replay the Honden. Wooded Foothills, go. Another Celestial Colonnade. And Supreme Verdict. Alright. Crack Wooded Foothills. Get a Temple Garden. Tapped. Be nice to draw Honden here. 2 to our opponent. Get some more tokens. Fertile Ground wasn't exactly what we were hoping for. But we'll play it. Pass the turn. Oh, that was a window for Honden. I don't think they can race us with Colonnade. It looks like they're going to try. Hit us down to 10. Alright. We hit them to 9. Get some more tokens. Let's attack with our spirits. Ooh, alright. Black Honden is coming down. We get a forest. Get in for 1. Opponent goes to 8. But then we are free to play Honden of Knight's Reach. And pass the turn. Going to make it hard for our opponent to hold things in hand because they're going to be discarding 3 a turn. Hallowed Fountain. Untapped down to 6. Wow, what is their plan? Here comes Colonnade. Going to put us down to 6. Well, we might just win this turn even if they can't kill our creatures. We'll see. So we drop to 6. Untap. Opponent discards 3. Alright, what do you got, opponent? They drop to 3. We get 3 more tokens. Oh, we got it. Hand of... Wow, they didn't even play Snapcaster? Well, then we just attack with our spirits, and that's the game. Sweet. Well, I guess Endless Hondens is sometimes good. I think we're... I think we're just going to run it back. Alright, we're going to need to draw some other colors of mana. That's the big takeaway. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Forest, Arbor Elf, go. Island for our opponent. Playing around the Blood Moon. Watery Grave. Untapped. Utopia Sprawl. Resolves. Utopia Sprawl on... I think we gotta be greedy and go blue. Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Pass the turn. Because if we can get down Honden of Seeing Winds, then we draw into more mana fixing. Think twice for our opponent. Which, in turn, lets us play our other ones. Opponent passes. Windswept Heath is good as well. Tap. And Blue Honden. Remand. Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. Passes. Well, 1-2. Untap. Play the Forest. And Honden again. Do you have Cryptic, opponent? They do. Counter draw. Alright. Well, they're fighting. They are putting up a fight. We have more Hondens, though. Opponent is passing. Honden of Knight's Reach. Well, we get to pay for leak. Crack Windswept Heath. We got red, blue, black, so untapped. Pay 3. We got another leak? No. Alright. Honden down. Well, why I like the blue Honden for drawing, black one is really good against control decks. Alright, opponent has a D-Sphere. Gets rid of black Honden. Arbor Elf, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. Red Honden, untap. 1, 2, 3, 4. White Honden. And Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Esper Charm. Kills a Honden. Come on, Honden. We gain 2. Well, let's attack with our Arbor Elves. And play a Mirror Gallery. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. We gain 2. Attack with an Arbor Elf. Opponent takes it. 1, 2, untap it. 1, 2, and 3. Honden of Life's Web. What do you got, opponent? Hopefully not more Cryptics. Remand and Leak aren't that bad. Cryptic is a little bad. And it's down! Oh, this should not be working. I don't get it. Our opponents also play really slow against this deck. Our opponent's down to 5 minutes, so they're kind of in the time danger as well. Godless Shrine, untapped. Alright, they're going to Snapcaster for Esper Charm to kill our green Honden. So they're staying alive, just barely. We always have more Hondens. Alright, kills another Honden. Game 2, land is not what we wanted, but we get to attack with both Arbor Elves. Opponent takes it, down to 10, play an Arbor Elf, and pass the turn. Supreme Verdict. Oh, come on, Honden! Any Honden. Blue or green would be best. Red is good. Black is good. White isn't that great, but better than a Fertile Ground. Well, Fertile Ground, go. Ooh, whiffing at the wrong time. Opponent passes. We gain 2. Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. Flash is back, think twice. Opponent's down to 3 minutes, 33 seconds. If they don't play faster, that's going to be an issue for them. We're still at 14. Opponent passes. We gain 2, up to 29. Another Utopia Sprawl. Well, we are drawing the wrong half of our deck now. Bad timing. Resto for our opponent. Oh, we've drawn nothing for a lot of turns in a row, which is pretty bad. Opponent gets in for 3, puts us down to 26. Passes. Alright. Red Honden. Alright, Cryptic bounces our Honden, which simply means we replay our Honden. Ghost Quarters, our Utopia Sprawl land. We get a forest. Pass the turn. Opponent's under 2 minutes. Gideon Jura. That does speed up the clock if we don't draw anything. Pumps it up. Gets in for 3. We gain 2. Come on, something. Oh my god. Oh, another Utopia Sprawl. Jeez. We are certainly drawing the wrong half of our deck at the worst possible time. We're so far ahead, too. Now our opponent gets to start attacking. Man, what a disappointing loss. Gets in for a bunch. Down to 14. We untap, gain 2. Seriously, Moto? Oh! Yeah, now we're dead. I mean, this has kind of been the worst. For like 7 turns in a row, we've drawn lands and fertile grounds in a one single Honden. And we had multiple turns where opponent was tapped out, and a Honden there would have drawn us, or gained us multiple life, and done other things. So, kind of unfortunate for us. You're kidding me. Oh my god. Oh, man. Alright, against the odds time. 5-color shrines in Modern. We'll play first. Let's go Stomping Ground, untapped, and Utopia Sprawl. On blue. Pass the turn. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Well, Utopia Sprawl on white. Wooded Foothills, crack Wooded Foothills. Get a forest and Fertile Ground. Pass the turn. Windswept Heath for our opponent. Viscera Seer. 1, 2. We're going to add a 1,000,000 mana and play Honden of Life's Web and Wooded Foothills. Pass the turn. So we're going to have to win before our opponent combos us off. Forest for our opponent. Gets in a 4-1. And there's Kitchen Finks. Getting closer to the combo. Well, Wooded Foothills get a... I don't think it even matters. We have so much mana of so many colors. We get a Spirit. So, Arbor Elf, Honden of Cleansing Fire, Shrine number 2. And pass the turn. Can our opponent go infinite? Possibly. Did they hit the combo piece? Fiend Hunter and Wall of Roots. Alright, no combo piece. So we're staying alive for the time being. There goes our Arbor Elf. Red Shrine would be nice. Oh, they have Cord? Alright, so they do have the combo. But it's only infinite life. And we are ahead on cards. The problem is they will likely scry into infinite damage. So we'll let our opponent do this for a while. The odds of them winning are pretty high, but it's not just game over. Alright, opponent finishes up. We gain 4, get some spirits, draw a Fertile Ground, play a Fertile Ground, pass the turn, see if they put infinite damage on top, and if they can cast it. There's a Swamp, and Murderous Redcap. Alright, they got it. Well, Leyline of Sanctity seems good. Maybe Sphere of Safety? What do we go down? Probably a couple of the Black Hondens in this matchup, and a Mirror Gallery. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first against... no ramp. We got lands of every color. We're against the Malira Collected Company deck. I think we mulligan. It just feels so slow. Yikes. Well, this hand is fast, but it's not going anywhere. I mean, it had tons of mana, but there's no payoff. I guess we gotta keep, though. Hopefully we scry a forest to the bottom. Not that it matters. Well, it kind of matters. Windswept Heath, crack it. Forest, and Arbor Elf, pass the turn. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. And Birds of Paradise. Well, there's a Honden. So let's go Woodland Cemetery and Fertile Ground, untap, and Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. So we would just like to draw Hondens and maybe the Leyline. Opponent has Tide Owl of Scholar. There goes our Honden we drew. And Overgrown Tomb, untapped, Viscera Seer. Well, our opponent might have the combo again on turn 3. Hooray, Utopia Sprawl. Just what we were hoping for. Yeah, so no Hondens this time around. Opponent passes, leaves up Collected Company. Well, we do draw Leyline of Sanctity, which makes it harder for us to just die. So they have to kill the Leyline before they Murderous Redcap us to death. Pass the turn. There's Collected Company. Courser and Wall of Roots. Oh my god. And they have a Maelstrom Pulse on top of their library. Oh, now a Sphinx on top for their combo. A Maelstrom Pulse Arbor Elf? They're going to go on the beatdown plan, I guess. We still have plenty of mana to cast anything we draw. They attack for 1. Probably means they have Chord of Calling. We draw another useless land. Pass the turn. Cracks Windswept Heath. Gets a Forest. Shuffles away the Kitchen Finks. Chord of Calling. X3. For a Rexage and a Fence on top. Oh my god. Our opponent is getting it all. Razorverge Thicket. Hondens are going to be too slow. We really got to stick them early for them to be good. Down to 13. Malira passes. Opponent has another Chord of Calling. Jeez. 2 Chord of Calling and a Collected Company. Pretty good. Well, that was a quick one. Alright, against the odds. Shrines in Modern. This hand's actually pretty good. Maybe. Scalding Tarn. No, Breeding Pool, untapped, and Arbor Elf. Number 1. Opponent cracks Scalding Tarn. Gets a Mountain. Kills our Arbor Elf. Well, we have many Arbor Elves. Island. Well, let's Arbor Elf. Stomping Ground, untapped, and Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Another bolt on an Arbor Elf. We are down to 16, and they're kind of burning through our elves. Arid Mesa cracks it. Is this going to be Snapcaster on bolt to kill Arbor Elf? It is. Oh my god. So many Arbor Elves killed. Bolt number 3. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath, get a Forest, and Honden of Infinite Rage. We'll kill the Snapcaster in the future. If they play Nahiri, we are so dead. Serum Visions. Celestial Colonnade. Opponent passes. I don't know why they didn't attack. We will shoot down Snapcaster. Tap land. Can't play our Blue Honden because they killed all 3 of our Arbor Elves. Pass the turn. Sulfur Falls. And there's Nahiri, of course. Exiles our Honden. Can't cast anything. Yeah, we're pretty dead. First to Serum Visions. Discards another Nahiri. We get another Red Honden. Countered? Not countered. Probably exiled by Nahiri, though. Exiled by Nahiri. Scalding Tarn. Yeah, Nahiri makes this deck very risky. That is very true. Let's see. Utopia Sprawl on white and White Honden. Gaining life doesn't help too much against Emrakul. Nahiri's the Honden Assassin. Draws, discards, and anger. We gain 2 life. And Blue Honden. Going to Vendilion Click in response. Takes a look at our hand. Sees Mirror Gallery and Honden. Leaves it. Are they going to counter it? Looks like. There's a remand. Windswept Heath, go. Oh, if our Hondens had lived and our Arbor Elves, things would be different. Discards another Nahiri. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a forest. Gain 2 life. Another Mirror Gallery. Try again with Blue Honden. Yeah, this seems like a bad matchup. Very, very incredibly bad. I don't know if we can beat this deck. Cracks it. Gets an island. Bolts our face down to 12. Snapcaster. Going to bolt us again. Just tapping out for 5 drops seems really hard to do against this deck. So we're dead. They got Emrakul coming next turn. We don't really have an answer to that. Well, we have Detention Spheres, and we have Rest in Peace, I guess. Black Honden is actually very good. Red Honden is necessary. I guess we go down a Mirror Gallery, a Green Honden. Maybe we just trim Hondens. A White Honden and a Arbor Elf. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. This man. Oh, God. No mana. Okay. I guess we keep Arbor Elf. Breeding Pool, tapped, go. Scalding Tarn, cracked, gets an island, and Serum Visions. Opponent passes. We Sun Petal Grove and Rest in Peace. No Snapcaster action for our opponent this game. Steam Vents untapped, down to 17. Well, Arbor Elf, Stomping Ground, tapped, pass the turn. Flooded Strand for our opponent, cracks it. Oh god, they don't have Blood Moon, do they? We are not set up to beat a Blood Moon. Well, Rootbound Crag, tap, tap, tap. Honden of Seeing Winds into the remand. Yep. There's remand number 1. Is Nahiri coming down? Nahiri is so bad for us. No Nahiri. Just crumbled to dust. The worst. Crumbled to dust. Seriously? You brought in crumble to dust. Black Honden, can't cast it. Can't cast anything, come to think of it. So we'll get in for 1. I'm sure that's what our opponent was worried about. Mountain for our opponent. And there's the Nahiri. Good game. Well played. I don't think we can win now. Nahiri is so good. Oh, Ancestral suspended. Wooded Foothills, crack it. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Throw a Black Honden out there to its death. Attack Nahiri. Loots with Nahiri. Discards a Timely Reinforcements. Plays a Flooded Strand. Passes. Well, we got some Honden value. Make our opponent discard. Well, let's play Red Honden. That gets hit by a remand. Attack Nahiri. Vendilion Click. Oh, Lord. That means Emrakul's a-coming. Gets rid of our Red Honden. Blocks. Well, Hinterland Harbor, go. Ancestral, counting down. They brought in multiple Crumble to Dust. Oh, my God. Oh, they're not even good. They only hit 2 lands at a time. Oh, we already have red mana. They're just crumbling for the fun of it. Our best hope is that they just draw the Emrakul. Well, looks like that's not going to happen since they have a Serum Visions to control their draw. Unless they draw right then off the Serum Visions. That would be sweet. And they do not. Instead, it's a Steam Vents, which means we die next turn. Make your opponent discard. Ha! Red Honden. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, in theory, we could do this. Does this come? Alright, no Ancestral yet. They ultimate. Get Emrakul. Gonna attack us to 2. They probably drew a burn spell. We have to sack all of our lands, our Rest in Peace, and Black Honden. Come on, Honden of Infinite Rage. You can do it. You can do it, Honden. At least kill the Nahiri on the way out. Oh my God, it was another Nahiri. Alright. Well, we're going to scoop now so they don't get the pleasure of a flawless victory. Oh, Honden. Well, Nahiri is very bad for us. That is confirmed. Against odds, Shrine Time in Modern. We got a oh, God almighty. Mulligan, Mulligan. I guess we try this one. Rootbound Craig. I don't even know if we want Rootbound Craig. I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to shuffle it. Well, I don't think we... Oh, man. Well, this is not going to go well. Not in the least. Another Black Honden, eh? Another Blackmail. Leaving the Hondens. Well, Stomping Ground, untapped. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a Forest, Fertile Ground on our Forest. Opponent draws the land they so desperately needed. Nantucket Shade. What? Alright, we can't cast anything. Another Blackmail. Third Blackmail. Mono Blackmail dot deck. I'm going to take the Honden. The White Honden, I'm sure. Pumps the Shade. Gets in 4-3. Well, we get a Honden. Not that it's going to do much, because we're just going to die to Nantucket Shade. But I guess it makes our opponent start discarding. Swarm Yard and Pack Rat. Gets in 4-2. Does not pump. Well, we get to make our opponent discard. If we hadn't mulliganed to 5, this probably would have went better. Kind of just the nightmare scenario. Opponent swings with both. Puts us down to 9. We make our opponent discard. Now we got to land and get to play a blue Honden. Not that that's really going to save us. We're probably just dead. They discard their last card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, well, yeah, because they can discard and then discard the card they draw. So we're dead to the Pack Rats. We do have some good sideboard cards, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're dead. The good news is, Mono Black is going to have a difficult time beating a Resolve. Spear of Safety, Ghostly Prison, Detention Spheres are also good. And then I think we just trim some of the less impactful Hondens and a couple Mirror Galleries and try it like that. Alright, we could play first against Mono Black something. Ugh, this again? Alright, got a mulligan. Alright, we'll keep. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Utopia Sprawl on red, I guess. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. Well, tap. Utopia Sprawl on blue. Pass the turn. Mutavault. And Ratchet Bomb. Well, Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Opponent ticks up Ratchet Bomb. We get Temple Garden untapped. And I think we just need to Detention Sphere Ratchet Bomb, because that puts us so far back on mana. Pass the turn. Swarm Yard. And Ravenous Rats. Well, discard Mirror Gallery. Come on, land. Oh man, Sphere of Safety would be so good. Well, Honden of Infinite Rage. Start shooting down our opponent's stuff. We really need to cast Sphere of Safety and Honden of Seeing Winds. Another Swamp. Shade. Take 1. Land, please. Land, land, land. Hit the Shade. Our opponent can regenerate. Well, if we draw land... Alright, Overgrown Tomb, untapped, and we are going to play Sphere of Safety. As much as I like drawing cards, Sphere of Safety should be pretty close to unbeatable. There's the Duress to take our Honden, but until they find enchantment removal, they just can't attack. And we can cast essentially anything we draw. You don't have enough mana, friend. Opponent passes. We would love to just keep drawing more enchantments, especially Hondens. Opponent regenerates. Well, Utopia Sprawl, pass the turn. Another land for our opponent. Well, they gotta pay 6 to attack, and then we just shoot down their Shade. Opponent passes. Well, let's start shooting our opponent for a damage. Well, let's pass. Opponent's going to get in 4-2. Down to 10. Come on, enchantments. Oh my god. Forest go. Bad time to start whiffing on enchantments. Opponent's going to get in for 3, probably? Ghostly Prison would be insane. Yep, gets in for 3. We shoot our opponent. That's a good draw. That is a draw that likely wins us the game. Honden number 2. Forest, go. So not only does that mean our opponent has to pay more to attack, but we're also going to get chump blockers. They have another land. They're kind of lucky they flooded out, or they never would have been able to attack. The joys of flooding. Alright, puts us down to 4. But now we get chump blockers and deal damage, which makes this much better. So get 2 spirits, 2 to our opponent. Now we can't cast the Green Honden until we find a Mirror Gallery. The second one. Our opponent has so many lands. Opponent's going to attack. Well, we chump with a spirit. Opponent pumps. Alright, 2 to our opponent. Get a couple spirits. Ooh, there we go. Alright, now we're kind of in business. Blue Honden, and pass the turn. Now we're drawing 3, getting 3 spirits. Good lord, so many lands. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They've drawn 11 lands, which is kind of what you want against Sphere of Safety. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Alright, Sphere of Safety, confirm good. I guess we can bring in 2 of the ley lines. Go down a couple Arbor Elves, try it like that. Alright, we got the Sphere of Safety. As long as it doesn't get duressed. Blackmail. Alright, so we will reveal Green Honden, Mirror Gallery, White Honden. Takes Green Honden. Well, we Forest, Utopia Sprawl on blue. Pass the turn. Swarmyard, and Ratchet Bomb. Takes it up. Let's go Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. Pack Rat, and Relic of Progenitus, not relevant. Alright, there goes Honden. I'll crack Wooded Foothills, get a Breeding Pool, tapped. Windswept Heath, crack it. Temple Garden, untapped, and White Honden. Pass the turn. Opponent is not ticking up the Ratchet Bomb. Wrench Mine. Let's discard an artifact, Mirror Gallery. Cracks Relic, draws a card. Cracks Ratchet Bomb, kills Utopia Sprawl. Alright. Gets in 4-1. Let's Detention Sphere, get rid of the Pack Rat. Stomping Ground, tapped. Pass the turn. Oh, come on, no discard. Oh, God, they got there. Alright, there goes Sphere of Safety. Pass the turn. Ravenous Rats. Oh, discarding Sphere was such a blowout. Alright, pass the turn. Can't play White Honden. Man, mono discard dot hand. And a Ratchet Bomb. Gets in 4-1. We pass the turn. Man, a mana short. Takes up Ratchet Bomb. Shade. Come on, land. Please land. Fertile Ground, the Forest. Pass the turn. Takes up Ratchet Bomb. Probably going to try to get their Pack Rat back. Tags with both. Seriously? Oh my god. Well, this has been a disaster. Another White Honden that we can't cast. Well, things have just lined up incredibly poorly. Opponent takes up Ratchet Bomb. Oh man, that is depressing. Opponent slowly pumps their creature. We have to discard again. Well, this is very unfortunate. Oh, Fertile Ground, eh? Yeah, that does it. We're dead. Alright, against the odds time, 5-color Hondens in Modern. So we are pretty much all Hondens, ramp/fixing, and Mirror Gallery. So we can play more than one of the same Honden. We would like to find some black mana. Overgrown Tomb, untapped, and Bird's Paradise. Ramp would also be good. Another Honden. Well, let's go Hinterland Harbor, pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent, and Birds of Paradise, and Bob. Well, Sunpetal Grove, and Honden number 1. Honden of Infinite Rage, 1 damage to a creature or player. Well, not 1. 1 damage right now. Damage equal to the number of shrines you control to a creature or player. Arena for our opponent. Urborg. Now there's our black mana. There's Maelstrom Pulse. Opponent gets in 4-2. Now Forest. Play another Honden of Infinite Rage. Pass the turn. Would like to kill this Dark Confidant. Take our opponent runner hits an Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay kills a Honden. And Phyrexian Obliterator. Opponent gets in for 2. Well, let's go White Honden. Start gaining some life. Our opponent's gotta be running out of removal. Opponent flips a Dismember. Not relevant. City of Brass. Another Birds. Gets in for 7. Alright, well, we can start gaining some life back, which is good. Down to 9, up to 11. Well, let's go Black Honden. Rootbound Crag, pass the turn. Opponent gets another Birds of Paradise. Heroes Reunion to gain some life. City of Brass. Birds of Paradise. Alright, we take down to 4. Make our opponent discard the Dismember. Go up to 8, so we're staying alive. And now Green Honden and Wooded Foothills. So we're not dead yet, but we're kind of getting close to being dead, thanks to Obliterator. Opponent gets a land, plays the land, going to put us down to 1. Alright, we gain 6, make our opponent discard, get some spirits. Well, there's... Oh, Mirror Gallery is so good if we continue living. Mirror Gallery, because that means we can play a second White Honden. Opponent's going to fight one of our spirits, and then we'll just sack Wooded Foothills. Dark Confidant, Bloodstained Mire. Oh, we're pretty close to stabilizing here. Plays Verdant Catacombs. Gets in with the Obliterator. Puts us down to 2. Going to fight. We lose both of our spirits. Spirits discard and gain 6. Ooh, there we go. Well, let's just go Blue Honden. Are we actually going to get there? Opponent gets a Lightning Helix. Oh, is Helix going to beat us? And a Bloodghast? And that's going to do it. Wow. Oh, it doesn't do it. Alright, we actually live because our opponent did not attack with Dark Confidant. We have to sack 2 permanents, but that's fine. We will sack Forest and Forest. Wow. If they attacked with Dark Confidant, we lost. But now we're drawing... now we're drawing 4, getting a ton of spirits. Up to 10. Well, Forest, Arbor Elf, and another White Honden. Thanks to Mirror Gallery. Well, our opponent's got to kill us this turn or things get super out of control. They're going to fight a spirit. We lose a spirit. We will sack a forest. Pass the turn. Come on, whiff on Bob. Nothing good. Sacks Catacombs, gets back Bloodghast. Dark Confidant hits a land. An Urborg they can't even cast. Are we really going to get there? Another Dark Confidant, we're getting there! It's happening! We're going to gain 10. Opponent attacks. We'll block Dark Confidant, block a Bloodghast. Take 5. Opponent's going to fight. We fight with a spirit. We got to sack our Arbor Elf. But then we draw 5, make 5 snakes. Opponent discards 5 cards, gain 10 life. No, 20 life. So, Windswept Teeth, and another Green Honden. Oh, this is too good. Oh, our opponent gets a Bloodghast. Oh, they need a Maelstrom Pulse, like, now. Another Obliterator, sure. We actually don't care. Oh, Mirror Gallery, so good. Another Bloodghast. Opponent gets in for 5. We'll take it. Oh, and then our opponent's gonna fight with Arena, sure. So we lose 2 spirits, but then, oh, this stack. We gain 24 life. Our opponent discards 6 cards, but they don't have any. We get 12 1/1 spirit tokens, and then draw 6 cards. So, let's see. Well, let's green, Fertile Ground, the Stomping Ground. Windswept Teeth, Fertile Ground, the Stomping Ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fertile Ground, the Stomping Ground. Tap Stomping Ground for 1,000,000 mana. And play another Black Honden. Pass the turn. Well, our opponent's getting to the end. They're going to have to do something pretty good this turn. We'll discard a Wooded Foothills and a Temple Garden. What do they get off Dark Confidant? City of Brass. Carry added. Sure. Plays City of Brass. Gets back Bloodghast. Well, we just need to kill them now before they find a Maelstrom Pulse. Also, Red Honden would be sweet, but we're getting low on cards, too. We only got 27 cards in our deck. And we're drawing 7 a turn. We will take it. We want to be able to attack back. Going to fight. We'll fight with a Spirit. Sack a Spirit. Oh, Lord. Oh, so our opponent will be discarding 16 cards a turn. We're at 32 life, 46 life, 60 life. Getting an insane amount of tokens. Drawing an insane amount of cards. Oh, Lord. Well, I think this is how it ends. Honden of Infinite Rage. Utopia Sprawl. Wooded Foothills. Fertile Ground. Tap that land for 6 mana. And another Honden of Infinite Rage. And I guess that's all. Swing with all of our spirits. Opponent's down to 3. We'll do some discarding. Land, Honden, Honden. What do you get, opponent? I'm not even sure Maelstrom Pulse saves them now. And Phyrexian Arena. Oh, well then. That's how you Honden. Look at this board. Oh, so good. So good. Let's go down a couple discard Hondens. Blood Moons, Detention Spheres, and Sphere of Safety for a... Maybe we forget Detention Spheres and go Leylines of Sanctity and Sphere of Safety and go down 1 Mirror Gallery and try it like that. Yeah, we got some ramp. Tap land for our opponent. Let's go Forest and Utopia Sprawl on white. Pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. And Dark Confidant. Fertile Ground, Breeding Pool, tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a Birds of Paradise. Maybe Blood Moon is worth it. They have birds, though. Opponent gets in for 2. Well, Wooded Foothills, crack it. Get a Forest. And let's just green Honden. Pass the turn. Opponent gets an Arena. Yikes. Arena's annoying here. Master of Feasts. Alright. Well, I guess that speeds up the clock. Down to 15. Well, we get a Spirit. Blue Honden's good. We're going to need the white one eventually, though. Blue Honden, Stomping Grounds, go. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Blood Crypt, tapped. So we get to draw a card. Our opponent loses life from Dark Confidant. We get another green Honden. Not exciting. Another Birds of Paradise. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Heroes Reunion. Gains our opponent some life. Another Birds. Gets in for 5 with Master of Feasts. Down to 10. Alright, we get some spirits. Draw a couple cards. And do not get much of anything. Leyline of Sanctity. Breeding Pool, tapped. We might as well attack with 1. We're in danger to just dying of Master of Feasts. Another Leyline of Sanctity from Master of Feasts. Chalice of the Void. I guess they set that on... I don't even know. Witchbane Orb. Gives our opponent Hexproof. Well, we gotta draw something this turn or we're dead to Master of Feasts. And I don't know what that draw would be. There's a white Honden, but it is too little, too late. Still don't know if it's worth it to bring in Blood Moons. Detention Sphere might be, though. They didn't show any discards, so let's get rid of Leyline for Detention Sphere and try it like that. Alright, game 3 against... Ooh. Alright, we'll keep. But we do get to Forest into Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Blood Crypt for our opponent. Tapped. A Windswept Teeth, crack it. Stomping Ground, untapped. And Honden of Infinite Rage. Pass the turn. Keep them from playing Dark Confidant, Birds of Paradise before they kill it. Bloodstained Mire, cracks it. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Abrupt Decays, Honden, number 1. Well, Arbor Elf, get in with Arbor Elf. Breeding Pool tapped, pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. And Bloodghast. Opponent passes. We draw Red Honden. Well, I like Red Honden, but I like Blue Honden more. Untap, untap. Honden of Blue. Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. Slaughter Games. What is Slaughter Games going to name? Honden of something, I assume. Honden of Life's Web. So no creatures for us. Opponent gets in for 2. I don't think our opponent's sideboard was built with 5-color Hondens in mind. We draw an extra card. Woodland Cemetery, Wooded Foothills. Well, let's go Honden of Infinite Rage, play Woodland Cemetery, untap some lands, and play our Black Honden. Our opponent needs Back to Nature or something this turn, I think. Or else we're about to Honden away with this game. This deck should not be working. I have no idea how this is actually working. Birds of Paradise is not what we were worried about. Maelstrom Pulse on the Red Honden. Alright, our opponent is kind of staying alive for the time being. They get in for 2, but we have more Red Hondens to draw into eventually. So we draw, our opponent discards their last card, a Bloodghast. Well, another Red Honden. Fertile Ground on our Forest. Windswept Heath. And let's get in with 1 Arbor Elf. Our opponent's going to have to top deck more removal, though. What did they get? Urborg, alright. So they get back Bloodghast, but we can start killing things. We drop to 11, but we draw 3, shoot down. Yeah, let's shoot our opponent. Make our opponent discard. Opponent drops to 12. What do we draw? Ooh, there's Sphere of Safety. That helps. Utopia Sprawl on white. Fertile Ground. Tap the Forest. Woodland Cemetery. Play the Sphere of Safety. Temple Garden tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, get in with both. They actually can't even attack unless they kill Sphere of Safety. Opponent drops to 10. I think we're getting there. What'd they get? Phyrexian Arena? Okay. We are drawing 3 for no life. They're drawing 1 for life. They did not read Sphere of Safety. I don't know how they're planning on paying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 2 lands and a birds. Well, we draw 3, hit our opponent, and we don't hit much of anything. Well, let's attack with both. Breeding Pool tapped. Pass the turn. I think we got it. They need quite the combination of draws here. Get an extra card. Master of Feast. Sure. Ooh. Well, that is kind of the right combination of draws. Except Master of Feast just draws us cards. They can't really attack with it. It does buy them a bit of time. Well, White Honden, Detention Sphere, get rid of Phyrexian Arena, Overgrown Tomb, tapped, and pass the turn. We have almost all the Hondens. We have all the Hondens that weren't Slaughter Games. Opponent lets us draw an extra card. Another Forest. We will find Mirror Gallery eventually. Still not really paying attention to the Sphere of Safety. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They get to pay 9 for each creature. Yep. I still don't think you can pay 9. There. Still trying. Nope. Still don't have 9 mana. No, that's not going to do it. It's not Ghostly Prison. No, I think it... No, 3. 3 doesn't work. Gotta appreciate the effort. They might time out as a result, but you gotta give it a shot. You don't got much else going for you. Alright. Gives up on the attack. Alright, Helix gains our opponent a bit of life. Well, we draw some cards, hit our opponent, make them discard nothing, and gain 8. Well, Utopia Sprawl and fertile ground, land, and I guess we just passed the turn. We only have 22 cards left, and we haven't found a mirror gallery. Another Utopia Sprawl off Master. Ooh, they found Obliterator? Alright, Obliterator. Not that Obliterator does much, but... We draw 4, hit our opponent. Honden our opponent, gain 8, up to 24. Still no mirror gallery. Utopia Sprawl, Utopia Sprawl, Arbor Elf. Man, we have a lot of enchantments on that land. Overgrown Tomb, and I don't think we need to do anything else. Let's just pass the turn. Discard some lands. Still no mirror gallery, only 15 cards left. Well, unless they deal with Honden of Infinite Rage, they're dead on our upkeep. Oh no, they get Abrupt Decay? Whoa. What? Apparently our opponent did not I do not understand. Yes, you do get to attack me. But I am at 24, and I have a Honden of Infinite Rage. And how much does this land tap for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Whew. I don't know why they didn't kill Honden of Infinite Rage. So let's see. Gain life, discard cards, draw cards, and... Yes! 5-color mirror gallery Hondens takes it down. Oh my god. What an absurd match. So what did we learn this week? Well, we did win some games, and that's pretty amazing considering how all in this deck is on the Shrine plan. So going into it, I was pretty worried that we would get blown out by playing multiple of the same legendary Shrine and then having our opponent kill the mirror gallery. But that wasn't really a problem. We never actually had that happen. The bigger problem is, even with our ample ramp, we were just a little bit slow and ran into a lot of our 5-mana do-nothing enchantments, getting hit by Remand, and there's just not really a good solution to that problem. The deck is really powerful when it gets going, and apart from Abrupt Decay on Infinite Rage, in the main deck, there is not many cards in any deck that deals with most of the shrines, the Hondens. The big exception, aside from Abrupt Decay, on Honden of Infinite Rage is Nahiri. Nahiri is a huge blowout and probably the reason this deck, well, among other reasons, but one of the reasons this deck would have a really hard time being competitive in Modern right now. Nahiri is just kill 2 Hondens for free, then they can plus it and kill another one. It's just kills so many Hondens. It really is the Honden assassin. So the deck is super sweet, and if we can just like play Honden, play Honden, play Honden, once things get going, it can beat just about anything. Our opponent's going to be empty-handed, taking damage, we're gaining life, and for the things that are problematic, infect damage, for example, probably combo decks, we do have some decent sideboard cards. Stony Silence against Affinity, a Blood Moon against lots of things, Leyline of Sanctity against Burn, Sphere of Safety and Ghostly Prison against any creature decks. They do even help against Infect if we get them down fast enough. So we do have some good answers in the sideboard, but there's a lot of inconsistency, and that's just kind of the way it goes with this deck. Anyway, that has been this week's Against the Odds Gallery of Shrines in Modern. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, take a minute, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That would be awesome. Thanks again, and I will talk to you soon.